Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today, zooming in on really how to get through covert narcissist abuse. One thing I find with many clients and viewers as well is that covert narcissist abuse is very subtle, and it really takes them by surprise, and really over a course of a due amount of time. So as it compares with what we'll call the overt narcissist abuse, where it's really more easy to detect, the covert narcissist abuse is very subtle, and it very starts to corrode and eat away at a relationship really over months and years at a time. And people are often engaged in this sort of web of perpetual and chronic abuse for years, if not decades, before they arrive at an understanding really of what covert narcissist abuse is. So it's highly important for you to not only understand the type of abuse, but also really to understand the impact it has on you, so you know how to take action steps moving forward. The covert narcissist abuse is really one of deficit. So it's really what the covert narcissist is not provided that creates a void, it creates a hole, it creates a gap, really a lack, if you will, a deficit, if you will. So it creates really a sort of poverty of emotions, and a poverty of experiences, and a poverty, sort of a lack of direction, a lack of giving, a lack of relatedness that creates this sort of very much a gap and a discomfort in the victim of this type of abuse. So usually the first tip that something is occurring might not manifest for years into a marriage, or as you've maybe been a fiance to this person for some time, and you're feeling generally like something is just missing, feeling that something is just off, something is not right. And I just saw a bird there. Okay, sorry. I just saw something flying. I'm like, what is that? Okay, so basically, it's the feeling like something is missing, and it's now starting to rise up within me, and I really don't want to ignore this anymore. I essentially want to, pay attention to this and realize that something needs to be attended to, something needs to be done, action needs to be taken here. So it's very good that you heed this feeling and acknowledge it for what it is and not minimize it. I find that the number one thing that occurs is that oftentimes people dismiss this feeling. They think that, well, maybe I'm just starting to doubt myself. Let's just ignore that. Or, maybe I'm just being overreactive. Or, maybe I'm just, being too hard on this person. So, let me just keep going here. Well, those are the sort of excuses where we're shutting down really the voice of reason, and we're perpetuating a cycle of abuse, which again is an abuse of lack. So this lack can then instill very much a poverty consciousness, where one really has no voice, one has no representation, one feels like there's an imbalance in the relationship, and there's really sort of an apathy. And it generally happens to the victim, who usually enters into the relationship as a true go-getter, a very strong, a very decisive person, very vibrant. And really, these are the type of people who tend to overwork too hard in a relationship, where they tend to, mitigate, those little voices to, it's nothing. Like, I can pull through. I am, gonna work through this. And so it's that really confidence that tends to skate right over the abuses that's taking place, and really it's an inattention that creates and fosters that sense of abuse. So how do you really come out really over it? Well, for one, you have to acknowledge that it's taking place, and realize that you need to now get a rhythm of basically getting back on your feet and getting heard and getting your life in order. Basically, reinstill a sense of harmony and order in your life, getting a sense of priorities back in your life, getting a incite really what is important to you, and not instead looking to the covert narcissist to try to, either have them satisfy it or satisfy it with you or further support them. You need to redirect energies now. You need to nurture that sort of direction in your life and get a sense of priorities of what's really important to you. Maybe not the values that you had learned while under the abuse of the covert narcissist, because in essence we're having meals with the wrong financial planner, the wrong relationship manager, if you will. So we need to kind of detach from those sort of values and really learn to explore and identify what really is important to us. And so you need to begin to ask those important questions. What is really important to me in my life? What do I really need? What is truly energizing to me? What areas of my life are completely lacking right now that I need to fulfill? And what action steps can I go now in those directions single-handedly with commitment, and can I now go and proceed and fulfill those? Am I looking to a new support group? Am I looking for more help than that? Do I need more than that right now? Can I forego a help group, and can I instead just start to pursue some of my interests? Can I get some other professional help around my home, in other words, to take care of those? Am I perhaps now underemployed and I seek to gain greater employment? So do I maybe need to get myself another job so I have my own money? What action steps can I do to educate myself so I can get the resources and the subsistence to begin earning my own money and make healthier connections in life? What are some interests that I have really sort of shut down in my life that I can now breathe new life into? These are the sort of questions that you can begin to ask yourself, delve into, and really start to explore, but more importantly, begin taking action. Action is paramount, action is number one, and it is really the key to helping you really get out from underneath this abuse and detach, and instead beginning to plug into something more fulfilling, rewarding, and balancing in your life. Peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussions, and support.